peace and security in Mali and the Sahel region have also dominated talks in New York. The UN chief convened a special session on the margins of the debate to focus on the challenges in the Sahel and to seek more support from the international community. Our UN correspondent Liling Tan has the details.
Before I begin, please join me in a moment of silence for all those who sacrificed their lives for peace in Mali and the Sahel.
Paying respects to peacekeepers who lost their lives serving at the UN's deadliest mission, the UN Secretary-General kicked off the high-level meeting on Mali and the Sahel region, and Mali's recently re-elected President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta gave member countries an update on the challenges his country faces.
The state of Mali has modest resources, which mean that it cannot implement all of the commitments enshrined in the Agreement on Peace and Reconciliation, and that is why I reiterate my appeal for the effective and rapid mobilization of the resources that have been promised by our partners.
The conflict in Mali that began in 2012 intensified across the country this year. The humanitarian situation is increasingly dire, and the UN says 5.2 million Malians, a quarter of the population, are in urgent need of aid.
Now is the time for collective action. By doing so, we can help build the sustainable, inclusive, secure future that the people of Mali and the Sahel deserve.
The conflict in Mali is among several peace and security issues affecting the Sahel region that also includes Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso and Mauritania. The countries had set up a joint military task force established in 2017 to fight terrorism. But that joint force has seen delays in its full activation and has also come under targeted attacks.
Today we have the determination, the readiness and the professional know-how to carry out the work, whilst always keeping in mind the respect for human rights as underscored in my vision and my priorities.
The Secretary-General Antonio Guterres was in Mali this past May to personally pay respects to peacekeepers killed in the line of duty. Many here at the UN hope that Mali will resume important provisions of the peace process and institutional reforms that have been put on hold for the presidential elections. By convening this meeting of world leaders, the UN chief also hoped to galvanize a renewed commitment for the peace process, procure humanitarian aid assistance, as well as financial backing for the G5 force. Liling Tan, CGTN, New York.